You're now watching a clip from the Inspired by show. You can watch the full episode on our YouTube channel or listen on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. So make sure to head over there, leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed it, and follow the show.
Have you ever had that feeling where you've recorded an episode and you're like, oh, could have done that better, or I could have maybe asked different questions, or are you the sort of person that goes, that's how it came out and that's...
Both, actually. Okay. So at the end, I let it go. Like I used to do art. And so you have to know when to finish a piece of art. And if you keep painting on it, you end up ruining it. So you have to let it go. A bit like raising a child, you have to let them go into the world. So once it's done, I usually let them go. There was, half a sentence we'll edit out here, but other than that, this will go. And I won't ask for anything to be edited. So I think I've got better at doing that and letting it be what it is. And also, I don't want Harry to spend all the time having to take stuff out. He's got better things to do with his time. He's very valuable to the brand, and he goes out and gets guests and can do other things. So I don't want there to be a lot of friction. So I always let myself get to that point. However, the really good ones, you only get to ask half your questions, and you would have liked to have asked the other half, and then you just try and get a part two. Occasionally, just through negligence on my part, I leave out one of the best questions. So who controls the world? It always does well on our show. And once or twice, I think I've omitted to ask that just because, I say negligence is a bit harsh word for myself, but just forgot, just missed it out. And occasionally I could have asked that, but I'm in a privileged position and it's fun to do. And I mean, I always nick more time. I can't remember. Oh yeah, it was, most people won't know him, but my rock idol is a guy called Stephen Wilson, who's in a progressive rock band called Porcupine Tree. And we were like 2 hours in, and he's like, "Oh, I think this is done now, isn't it?" And I just carried on. Harry just chuckled there because it's like, it's done when I decide, not when you decide. I don't mind nicking a bit of their time. They're here, and also I let him pitch his new album. So I think he's probably glad I pushed it a bit. So I always do my best. I mean, actually, that being said, Jordan Peterson, we got screwed a bit on the time, didn't we? Because they didn't let Harry set up before. So Harry had to set up in the time that we had to interview Jordan, even though Harry got there before. So Harry got there before so he could set up. So when Jordan got there, we were ready and we got the hour. But Harry had to set up and then we had to interview in the same time. So we only got, 40 minutes? 40, yeah. And that pissed me off. That really pissed me off. Especially as some guy came up to him before, "Jordan, how are you?" And it was obvious I was there to interview him and it was time. And this guy just nicked his time for about 15 minutes. I want to punch him in the fucking face. That sucked. Yeah. And they promised a round two. And I can't say this about Jordan Peterson, but if their team is watching, their team promised a round two. You should deliver on your word, what you promised. And that hasn't happened yet. So that pissed me off. But I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm sure they're not.
Yeah.
I'm sure Jordan could just get 100 grand to go and sign a pair of tits or something now with how powerful he is. Sure, he doesn't give a fuck. Although one thing I will say is to all the agents out there, if you agree and promise something, do it, because you make the guys you represent look bad. Because if I've been promised an interview with Jordan Peterson, I assume it's had the blessing of Jordan Peterson. So I might start to resent Jordan Peterson if I don't get that interview. Might have not been anything to do with Jordan. The agent might not have even put it in front of Jordan. If Jordan said yes, the agent should do it. Because this is your reputation. Bartlett did that to us. He's quite big now, Stephen Bartlett. But you should come on my show. Yeah, come on my show. Yeah, you should come on my show. And then, wait a minute, he's got a bit too big now. With all of his, and it's like, I actually liked the guy when I hung out with him. And then after that, I just thought that was a bit knobbish. And so it leaves a bit of a taste in your mouth. And I even say to myself, I don't want to feel like that because I liked him. But just don't do that. And even if you have to make up for it or you end up doing it later, just sort it out. Yeah, I try. Look, and by the way, me saying that, I'm not perfect. So that's why I think, whatever. But I think it's a good way to live your life. And I think there's a lot of vacuous, empty promises and bullshit out there in the world of media. If I say I'll be on someone's show, I'll be on their show. And if you won't find anyone out there that's, if I've said it, they've not got on it. And if one slipped through the net, email support@robmoore.com, we'll sort it out. I'll get it done. Because, I just think it's the right thing to do.
You're right though, because often as businesses grow and brands grow, standards can slip because maybe what you expected isn't always what the team expects. But I think it comes back down to everyone taking responsibility for what their brand represents. Right?
Yeah, look, I run a business and it got big and I got more opportunities than I could handle. Like, I even feel guilty when I don't reply to someone on WhatsApp, and sometimes I have to ignore someone on WhatsApp. Someone's pitching me like 10 times on WhatsApp at the moment. He's probably pissed off with me. I should reply. I get it as well. You can't do everything. But if you said it, then... Because like, I've got quite a lot of reach. Let's say I put this episode on my show. There's going to be a few million people that are going to watch or listen to it, possibly. And I just said what I said about Bartlett, and I wouldn't have done if he's,
Yeah.
if he stuck to his word. And if it's not him, it's his agent. Well, actually, he said it to me, so it was him. So he can't even say that. And if it's his agent, then the agent's... Yeah.